What's up, guys? Claydragon29 here. So now I'm going to be going through my e-hero deck. So this deck is basically pretty standard, I guess, when you look at the current e-hero builds. But I decided to make it a bit different by chucking in Elemental Hero Neos and Rainbow Dragon to try and bring out Rainbow Neos because I absolutely love Rainbow Neos and its effect. So yeah, I thought, you know what? Why don't I just try it? So let's just go through the cards, and then I'll yeah, just try and justify why I chose them. So Neos and Rainbow Dragon, I'll get to a bit later talking about Rainbow Neos, but Neos Alias, pretty common card in here. Pretty good staple and a good target for certain card effects like MRLs can actually be really good. Thunder King Ryo, another good staple, just a really good card for shutting down other decks. Stratos, it needs to be in every e-hero deck that anybody ever runs because of its effect to bring an e-hero to your hand, or also to act as almost a heavy storm or an MST in some occasions, which I've actually done in the past. Prisma, really handy because with his effect I can drop Neos to the graveyard to make its name Neos, which can be handy for polymerization with the Rainbow Dragon, or just to use MRL to get Neos back. Then you got Summoner Monk, which I use basically just to get Prisma to the field, or maybe Stratos. And then Bubble Man, because Bubble Beat's always really handy for just bringing out an extra monster. So that's always good. Emergency Call, just to get extra heroes to your hand. One thing I haven't done, but I probably should do, and I recommend, maybe drop a Polymerization to get a reinforcement of the army. I think that would be a good card to get. A Hero Lives is really handy. Just to get an elemental hero to your field. Heavy Storm, pretty obvious. So Polymerization and Miracle Fusion. So all these fusion cards. So Polymerization, basically, that's just for really bringing out any hero monster if you need to. Miracle Fusions for when they're in the graveyard. And I normally use that to get the Shining, because then it's going to gain attack points for the cards that I banish. Darkhold, pretty obvious. Monster Reborn, pretty clear MSTs. Super Polymerization is a great card for this deck, because if I have Neos Alias or Prisma or Bubble Man, or even Neos on my side of the field, I can discard a card, and then basically, depending on whatever type my opponent has, I've got a lot of fusion monsters in here just to covering all the types that my opponent might have, and then I can bring that out to my side of the field, which is really handy, and Compulsive Evac, pretty obvious as well. So here's the extra. So MRLs, just really just to target Neos and bring him back, kind of like with the Blue Eyes deck that I made, that kind of strategy, which is really handy. Elemental Hero Gaia's, just in case my opponent's got an Earth monster on the other side of the field for Super Polymerization. Absolute Zeros for if I have a fusion with Bubble Man, or if I'm up against a Water Duelist. Escuridao is for if my opponent has Dark Monster. The Shining, probably my main fusion that I bring out, because I got light monsters, but also if my opponent's got a light monster. These are all kind of targets with super polymerization. So Nova Master if they got fire, Great Tornado if they got wind. So they've all got really good effects that are very handy. And then we'll go to the main card that I try to bring out. It is difficult, I'm not going to lie, and that is Rainbow Neos. Basically, it's brought out with Elemental Neos and Rainbow Dragon, or Rainbow Dark Dragon, but basically what it does is that you can send a monster card you control to the graveyard. So you get one of these effects. You get one per turn. So you can either send one monster you control to the graveyard to shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. You can send one spell or trap card you control to the graveyard to shuffle all spell and traps your opponent controls into the deck. Or you can send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard to shuffle all cards in your opponent's graveyard into the deck. So there's a lot of different kind of strategies you can use depending on what you're going up against. But you only get one of those per turn, so you've got to really make sure it counts. So yeah, this is pretty much the deck. So I found it to be quite efficient, really handy, gets a lot of fusions out, and a lot of opponents rage quit just seeing Ryo, but yeah, there's a lot of great strategies that you can do here, and a lot of great possibilities. So yeah, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try and post things all the time, just trying to get some suggestions on what decks that I should try running and making for you guys, so I can do reviews of them for you. So yeah, Claydragon29 signing out.